Hello, folks. Welcome to Kudlow. I'm Larry Kudlow. So, the U.S. midterm elections cavalry arrived early in London. What do I mean by that? Well, the new British Prime Minister Liz Truss has laid out a terrific supply-side economic growth plan, which looks a lot like the basic thrust of Kevin McCarthy's Commitment to America plan. Let's start with Truss. She is slashing tax rates and deregulating energy. I just love it. That's the liberal business media. This is so wonderful. The liberal business media, you know what I'm talking about, is now trashing her plan. That tells me Truss has it exactly right. She intends to permanently reduce tax rates on personal income, corporate income, and payrolls. Plus, she's ending the ban on fracking that was put into place by her predecessor, Boris Johnson. In fact, she's basically repealing Boris Johnson's entire agenda, which is a good thing. Mr. Johnson was raising taxes, big social spending, and went Green New Deal in a huge way. The results were devastating. Even though he's a Tory, he sounded just like Joe Biden. And as far as these phony deficit moaners from the business media, supply-side tax cuts and deregulation will, over time, produce so much new growth and so much less tax avoidance that the revenues will come pouring in to finance the tax cuts and then some. In other words, the Laffer curve. What does that tell you? By the way, Liz Truss is basically operating a Reagan, Thatcher, Trump economic policy. Don't forget, however, belatedly, just like our Fed, the Bank of England is raising rates and tightening money. Now, the program's implementation is going to take some time, but essentially, tight money to strengthen the currency, along with low tax rates to rejuvenate economic growth incentives, is totally, exactly the right policy mix to get us out of stagflation. That stagflation is spreading here and throughout the rest of the world. Here in the U.S., the Fed seems to have the tight money, strong king dollar currency story about right, but there are no tax cuts, no deregulation for supply-side growth. That's the big problem. And it's a problem that, if not fixed soon, is going to lead us to a deeper bear market recession, I fear. I hope Prime Minister Truss does not delay the tax cuts, because that was a mistake that Ronald Reagan made. The sooner her plan is implemented, the faster Britain will climb out of the doldrums. Now, meanwhile, congressional Republicans published their Commitment to America today, and it looks like a pro-growth supply-side agenda to me. The GOP platform would tackle inflation by curbing excess spending, by cutting taxes, and moving back to Donald Trump's deregulation policies. Like Truss, Kevin McCarthy and company will end the ban on leasing and permitting and fracking and pipelining and so forth. They will move back to energy independence. They're also putting a premium on combating crime and illegal immigration. Plus, they intend to advance a Parents' Bill of Rights in education, make health care more transparent with greater choice and competition, along with protecting constitutional freedoms, including free speech, religious freedom, and safeguarding the Second Amendment. Plus, they will leave abortion issues to the states, as per the recent Supreme Court decision, and also leave election law to the states, with voter ID and nonpartisan observer access. This is a very common-sense-oriented package of policy commitments. Inflation and crime are the headliners. Those issues are going to decide the midterm elections. And just as Liz Truss is overturning Boris Johnson, the GOP seeks to overturn Joe Biden. Historically, after some modest disagreements in the 18th century, you may recall, Britain and America have had a special relationship. The world's leading democracies. Think Magna Carta and the constitutional rule of law. So, it's very good to see now the two great English-speaking nations are moving their cavalries in the same direction. How about that? That's my riff tonight.